Welcome, lads and lasses, to the first episode of Equipment of Amtrak. This is going to be a little series I'm going to do about the history and specifications of Amtrak's equipment, specifically passenger cars. Mostly being a spiritual successor to Amtrak Guy 365 series, Engines of Amtrak. Currently, I have plans to do videos about the Amfleet, Horizon, Viewliner, and Superliner passenger cars, going over their history, specifications, and usage. Currently, I don't have any plans on doing a video on the Siemens Venture cars, since as of right now, they are in very limited service with Amtrak. I think they're on 2 trains right now, last time I checked, though they will be mentioned when appropriate. However, today we're going to be talking about the Amfleet passenger cars, personally my favorite passenger car, period. So without further ado, the story of the Amfleet starts with the failed Metroliner train sets. Entering service under Penn Central in 1969, nice, the EMUs proved electrically unreliable, and with Amtrak that didn't change. However, the cars themselves were found to be mechanically sound, so much so that Amtrak went to the Budd Company in 1974 and essentially ordered 492 non-powered Metroliner cars. These would later become the Amfleet I's. Specifications for the Amfleets are a length of 85 feet 4 inches, width of 10 feet 6 inches, and a height of 12 feet 8 inches. Car weight ranged from 106 to 113,000 pounds, use Budd Pioneer bogies, and are rated for a top speed of 125 miles an hour. The new coaches proved very popular with the American public, with Amtrak's passenger numbers seeing an 11% gain on routes with the new cars. And considering how old and tired their inherited fleet was, it's not hard to see why. With that being said, the coaches were not perfect. The major complaint for the Amfleet I's were the small windows, limiting the view that passengers came to expect from taking the train. However, this was a conscious design choice. At the time, people throwing rocks and other things at trains were not rare.
Beep, beep. Hello, he whistled. Oh, he called. They've broken our glass. They've broken our glass, cried the coaches.
So, the smaller size meant that rocks would be less likely to hit and shatter a window. Another criticism of the coaches was of their interiors, specifically their similarity to airliners, made more obvious by the fact that the seats were made by Amrail, a division of Aircraft Mechanics Incorporated. Finally, at the time, Amtrak had not fully transitioned to HEP-equipped locomotives. In the case that an HEP-equipped locomotive was not available, a special HEP generator car was used to provide power to the coaches. Though as HEP-equipped locomotives became more commonplace, this was less and less of a problem. With Amfleets proving popular and reliable, Amtrak went back to Budd in 1980 and ordered 150 more Amfleets, with a few modifications. Dubbed Amfleet II, these were intended to replace rolling stock on Amtrak's long-distance services, mainly those either beginning or terminating in New York Penn Station because of height restrictions imposed from aging infrastructure. Amfleet IIs featured larger windows, more legroom, and folding leg rests. On the outside, the best way to identify the two types is that Amfleet I's have doors on both ends of the car, while Amfleet IIs only have a door on one end. Both series of Amfleets came in many different configurations, including coach, cafe, club, and lounge cars. However, the most popular configurations are the coach and cafe. For the standard coach car, seats are configured in a 2+2 configuration. Maximum capacity for the coach cars is 84 seats, although in long distance and business class configurations, That number is less due to the extra legroom. The cafe variant features a bar in the middle of the coach where passengers can order a snack or a beverage. Seating is in the form of either booth or business class, with some cars configured in all booth or being half booth and half business class seats. During their life, Amfleets have provided good and reliable service to Amtrak, with the average Amfleet I car clocking 4 million miles and the Amfleet II cars clocking 5 million miles. Much like their more successful locomotives, the F40PH and the P42DC, they have become synonymous with Amtrak service east of the Mississippi River, appearing in the background of advertising behind their respective locomotives. Despite this, 47 years is a long time for any piece of equipment. Though a refurbishment program in 2017 refreshed the seats and the interiors of the Amfleet Is, a replacement is very much in order. In January 2019, Amtrak began accepting proposals for new coaches to be used on the NEC and other corridor services. Siemens was soon chosen as the preferred bidder with their Venture series of coaches. Unlike the Amfleets, the Siemens Venture coaches come as train sets. Now, because of how recent the announcement of the Amtrak NEC sets are, there is not a lot of information available about the specifics of the consist. All that we know now are that the sets will include a locomotive, coaches, and a cab car. Even though the reign of the Amfleet is slowly ending, they always define what Amtrak is to many people, like myself. The iconic tube light shape, the shiny steel that catches your eye, or just the dark blue livery. They will always be the most important part of Amtrak's history.